Good morning guys, today is the first day of using the new memory card. It's in the camera right now and we also got an additional one just as a backup and for the GoPro and whatnot. 128 gigabytes. Chose to get micro SD for both of them because you can use the adapter and because it makes it more versatile. Obviously I'm using an RX100, Sony RX100 Mark 1, so it doesn't really matter about speeds, though the speed is much quicker than my current SD card, which began to have some issues. I've been using it for years, probably like 3 years, but as you can see in the little connectors, they're pretty like worn out, whereas on the new one, those little line things aren't there, probably because I haven't really used it. 30 megabits a second, megabytes a second, I don't know what they do it as. 90, so it's like triple, which is sick. And they were only like $32 each or something like that. So I said the other day about how Emily will film and suddenly I'll go from having 200 minutes available to like 140. Well, this says I have 999, which means it's over 1,000 minutes available, which is sick. I'm gonna be able to keep all the footage on here for ages. And so will Emily, even if she films like 40-minute clips. Anyway, I'm this close to ordering the fridge today. I'm pretty sure it may be next day delivery, or if not, hopefully it arrives by Wednesday, because that one's annoying the crap out of me. The noise is shit, and I'm really, really excited to have a fridge that fits our fridge nook. Obviously, for the longest time, we've had the fridge just in the middle of the kitchen. We're gonna have a lot more space. Not that we're gonna utilize it for much of anything, but it'll just look cleaner. We could put a little table in there, but I prefer to hang out in the lounge room or one of our spare rooms. I'm about to go to the shops and stuff, so I'm gonna look at getting a mirror, like sort of a mirror that you can mount on a wall, but I'm not gonna mount it on a wall. I'm gonna actually just keep it behind my bookcase, and when we lift weights, I'm gonna bring it out and prop it against the wall. Because I find that Emily's form as a beginner lifter, she's still beginner even though we did CrossFit, because CrossFit you focus less on sort of bodybuilding type movements and a lot less on form. So I really want her to like get her form better so she doesn't injure herself. So yesterday I was showing her how to do an Arnold press, and she kept doing it wrong. And then when she was looking in the mirror, suddenly she did it completely perfect straight away. So it obviously shows you that for some people, like they're not as aware of where their body is in space, like their proprioception is not as good. So being able to see yourself and see what your form is like can definitely improve it. So I'm going to buy a mirror. I wrote the first 3 days of my program for next week last night as a part of one of my powerlist tasks. And one of my powerlist tasks today, I'm going to write the last 3 days, so the next push, next pull, next leg day. I'm going to write all that today. So yeah, it's feeling really good. I actually have a plan tomorrow. I'm going into my workplace, even though I don't necessarily have work. I just need to go and check some emails and stuff like that. There's a promotion opportunity as well that I want to sort of have a look into, and there's a bit of a presentation on Microsoft Teams that I'm going to watch with one of my mates. So it should be interesting. I think that's at like 4 o'clock, so I can wake up at a normal time. I haven't done any of my exercise or anything today. Literally all I've done is read my 10 pages, but I'm feeling pretty motivated, as if I just want to do one thing after the other. In fact, I might actually, before I go to the shops, Emily has said to me that she can't have lunch much later than 2:30, so I should maybe quickly go to the shops and have lunch with her. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll go for my 45-minute walk after, and then maybe lift after that. Anyway, I don't need to talk about my plans on camera. It's going to be a great day. I'm so pumped about these new SD cards. They're awesome. I'm almost certain you can hear the fridge. You definitely can hear the fridge. So this is where our fridge is currently. So we've got all this space, this side of the kitchen that we don't currently use because the fridge doesn't fit in the fridge nook. So we're getting one sort of like this one. It's a French door, but it's got a drawer at the bottom for the freezer instead of like freezer one side, fridge one side, and it's going to fit in this nook, so we're going to have more space in the kitchen. But the reason I'm filming is because I'm making burritos. Emily and I eat pretty much the same thing for most of our meals. I've had a long journey with food. I used to eat ridiculous things. I used to eat toasted cheese sandwiches for dinner. used to eat instant noodles for dinner, and I've slowly become a lot more healthy as I've gotten older. I'm really proud of myself. But we've got sort of stuck in the pattern of having like salmon, veggies, mash, or like pork, veggies and mash, or lamb, veggies and mash. So it's very lax in variety. We did stir fries for a while, but I got sort of bored of them. We may go back to them eventually, and I sort of want to do more of my own, like chicken breast with taco seasoning on it, like how I learned from Zach Berner. I've since learned that he's not the only bodybuilding type dude that does taco seasoning on chicken. Apparently it's very common. But looking at this, I could definitely see myself meal prepping with this and just portioning it out with like a couple of even portions. This is turkey, pretty low calorie for 125 grams. It's only 166 calories. Got some tomatoes to put in with them. Some iceberg lettuce as the wraps. I'm not sure if we're going to make them burrito bowls or try and wrap them in the lettuce yet. We'll figure it out eventually. Some smoky salsa and some burrito seasoning to chuck in there. Emily's probably going to have some cheese and some light sour cream. I'm not necessarily going to, just because I want to keep the calories a little bit lower, especially while I'm on phase 3. Maybe it's something like when I'm off phase 3 I can have a bit of a higher calorie portion. I think for half of the meat, which is 250 grams, some salsa, some tomato, some lettuce, and the seasoning, it's only like, I'll have to change it slightly because obviously different brands have different macros, but it's only 405 calories for a lot of food. So maybe like when I'm done with phase 3 I can have some tortillas or something with it as well and count those, and maybe some onion and stuff like that. But that just makes it more complicated and takes more time to cook. But I've never cooked turkey before, so here's hoping I do it properly and I don't get salmonella or something. I don't think I will. I've never really had that much turkey. I'm interested to see if it tastes good, because if it tastes good with just burrito seasoning, like I said, I could 100% just do that with veggies for work and save a ton of money, because this whole thing was only $6. I'm pretty sure if I was going to have it at work I'd only do like 150 gram portions maybe, and yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I may not like it yet. Not get ahead of myself. I've decided to go burrito bowl because I've used iceberg lettuce. It's going to fall apart if I try and make a burrito wrap. Like, it's very tender. I don't know what the word I'm looking for then was. Very brittle. So looking pretty freaking good, and I've put the seasoning on it now and it smells phenomenal. So because I've never cooked turkey before, I'm probably going to overcook it a little bit today just to be on the safe side. But to me, it looks almost ready to go. But Emily here with me. Guess what?
Hello.
The new camera says 999 minutes, which means it's over 1,000 minutes available. How good is that? Yes. We've got some lettuce. So it's going to be, that was tomato. I don't know why I said lettuce. It's going to be tomato, lettuce, mince. Em's probably going to add some sour cream, maybe some cheese. I don't know. We have beans there in case she wants to add beans. I'm not going to add anything but lettuce, tomato, and salsa. Here we go. Woo! I'm so excited. Oh, it does not look like much. Looks pretty average, to be honest. However, I'm sure it's going to taste fine. So I'm going to do an on-camera taste test of my creation. Get a bit of tomato, bit of meat. Now, prep took a little too long, so it's lukewarm, but if I was having this piping hot, it would have been phenomenal. So much lettuce. I hit the mark.
You did a really good job.
Thank you. Yours looks nice in a little clear bowl. We decided as a result of this we're going to get some big bowls for like burrito bowls. Can confirm it was amazing. Very filling, and I just looked it up on MyFitnessPal. 52 grams of bloody protein. Damn good. I was just talking to Emily about how I could definitely package that up and take it to work, and it would be quite fresh because the tomato and lettuce and salsa would still be fresh, and I'd just heat up the meat. Anyway, I give it, so I like to do my ratings out of 10 because there's a little bit more variance. So I would give that a solid 7.5 out of 10. How about you?
Oh, easily 8.5 or 9.
Are you serious?
I love that sort of stuff. Like,
I can't see you backlit.
Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. Like when I'm having lunch at work and I'm having takeaway, one of the first things I will look for is if I can have a burrito. Like that's my go-to cheap food.
Oh, there you go. And this is like a healthy burrito that you get to count. That's cool as. Obviously, Emily's had a little bit more than mine. I had the sour cream and it had the cheese, so that's probably why her experience was slightly heightened. I'd be willing to add that stuff, like I said, when I'm not on phase 3 and I'm not trying to be as diligent about what I'm eating. Because my follow a diet during phase 3, for me personally, I don't know if I've spoken much about this, I probably have. I want to be under 1,500 calories every day to get maximum fat loss, and I want to be not having any bread, any like chocolate, chips, anything like that. I don't want to have any cheat type food, even though bread is not cheat food. For me personally, it's just that little bit higher calories. So if I want to be eating 1,500 calories, I want it to be lower calorie food, like lean meats and veggies and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so final macros are, bear with me, I added it as a meal, so I can now just easily do it again. So it's got 410 calories, 14.1 grams of carbs, 16.4 grams of fat, because that's not too bad because it's turkey, and 52 grams of protein. So that meal is 50% protein, which makes sense because there's a lot of meat in it. We're talking about variations we could do. We could use 50 grams less of meat per serving, and that would make it lower calorie. Or you could substitute 50 grams of meat so that you could add a little bit of cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and it would still come in at 410. There's a lot of variances you can do based on what your macros are for the day and what sort of calories you want to hit, what sort of protein goals you want to hit. But pretty much that's put me in good stead to reach decent protein for the day. Actually, maybe not, because I'm having salmon for dinner. I have salmon quite a lot. The only downfall of salmon is that it's lower in protein. It's not that high in protein. So for me today, still, with everything I'm going to eat, 162 grams of protein, which for me, that's over 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, which is what you want to aim for when you're trying to build muscle. And that's only 1,381 calories, which is pretty damn good. I'm probably going to add some more like bacon and eggs or something, which means my protein will be even higher, probably close to 170 or 180 for the day. So yeah, I'm loving this way of eating. I'm loving that 75 hard, and being on phase 3 again has given me that little bit of routine again, that little bit of something to work towards, no cheat meals. I'm already feeling like I've leaned out quite a lot, which it doesn't take long. And I've got to remind myself of that. Even when I'm having a couple of cheat meals in a row, or a few weeks where I have cheat meals and I start to feel a bit fluffy, a bit bloated, I've got to remind myself that all it takes is like 2 weeks of eating 1,500 calories and sort of making sure the food I'm eating is really nutrient dense and tasty. And I just feel phenomenal. Like my mental clarity and my happiness since starting phase 3 6 days ago is like way improved. Not that it was horrible before. I would say it was like pretty decent, but it wasn't optimal. Whereas right now it's completely optimal and I feel phenomenal. So I've got to keep those things in mind and recognize that the cheat meals and stuff like that should probably not be a weekly occurrence. They should probably be an every now and then occurrence. I mean, it's probably not going to be the case. When I'm done with phase 3, I'll probably have a few cheat days, like a few cheat meals, like each week for a couple of weeks in a row, and then maybe I'll bounce back. But we'll see what happens. Life's short. At the end of the day, I'm training hard, feeling good about the training programs I wrote up last night, like I said. So yeah, life's really good at the moment. I'm freaking loving it. The best.
It is.
Woo! I'm gonna go on my 45-minute walk outside pretty soon. Oh, as of today, we can go out for 2 hours. So I might go for an hour-long walk. We'll see what happens. But then I'll come home and lift, and then when Emily's done with work, we'll take Maggie for the quickest walk ever, quickly drop her back home, and then go for our run. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Conversation with a stranger done again for the day. It was about dogs again. In my defense, I was going to talk to some dude about some kite he had. I was trying to figure out what sport he was doing, but then I realised they had these little like all-terrain looking skateboards with them, so they must do like kite skateboarding or some shit. I think I've heard of it like once before, but I never really considered it a thing, but then I saw them all, so I might talk to someone about that tomorrow, see what happens. So the conversation started with, I saw this girl with a dog that looks exactly like Maggie, and I'm like, oh my god, your dog looks like my dog. And then I was like, what sort of dog is it? And she said, it's a Jack Russell. She said, what's yours? And I was like, we don't know because we adopted her. And her dog was a year old. And she said its name was Lizzie, but she knew too many people called Lizzie, so she changed its name to Remy. And I was like, oh, that's a cute name. And I just said, good luck with it. It's getting easier. Sort of when the thought comes into my head when I see someone with a cute dog, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to say something now. So it's becoming second nature. But like I said, I want to change it up tomorrow so it's not a conversation about a dog. Last couple of days, Emily's been with me, so it's been good to do it today while I'm by myself with just Maggie. Eventually, I will have these conversations without Maggie. But having said that, the 2 times that I've had the conversations at supermarkets, I've always been alone. So plenty of improvement to make, but each day getting better. Just got to do random act of kindness, my workout indoors, and a couple of other things, and I'll be done for the day. But it's a bloody gorgeous day, so I'm going to sit here for a minute because I'm not supposed to stay for too long. I've already been out for 45 minutes, and then I'm going to head home. All right. I know I said yesterday I wouldn't donate to another charity as my random act of kindness, but I did, because pretty much all I've done is picked up a couple of pieces of rubbish on the walk after we went for a run. And whilst that is a random act of kindness, I want to do a little bit more. So that's why I decided to donate as well. I actually donated to Starting Over Dog Rescue, which is where we got this little beautiful yawning creature. So really good to donate to those guys. They do great work and give beautiful dogs like Maggie forever homes. So yeah, had my conversation with a stranger, donated to a charity for my random act of kindness. Pretty much all I've got to do is drink 1 more litre of water, do 2 more powerless tasks, which won't take me too long, and then to have my 5-minute cold shower. So I'm pretty stoked with that. It's over pretty quickly and it's only 9:20. I want to be in bed by no later than about 1, or asleep by 1, because I'm actually going to meet my mate tomorrow, like I said, at 3:30, so I'm going to have to leave home at about 3 o'clock, and I want to have a lot of my face stuff done before that, because I might not get home till like 5:30 or 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30. So I want to have a jump start on all that. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. It's been an awesome day. What a wonderful way to live at the moment. I was talking to Emily on our walk after we went for a run. The run felt good, by the way. I didn't listen to any music, and I really focused on my form, and it felt phenomenal. So yeah, I was talking to Emily about the fact that the sky's the limit and life feels amazing when I'm living like this. And I know I say it every time, but like, even just being the sort of person I want to be in terms of just going to the beach instead of just walking in my area, just getting in the car for 2 minutes, parking at the beach and going for a walk along the beach. It just changes my whole mindset. I get to see beauty of nature, and yeah, I'm really determined to go for a cold plunge tomorrow. I don't know if you want to go before work, maybe.
I would go with you before work.
Not for a cold plunge. I know you want to come for a cold plunge. We've got to make a decision though. Should we bring Maggie and do a 45-minute walk at the beach for my 75 hard walk, and then I take the cold plunge?
Yeah.
Will you have enough time for that?
Well, the only reason I ran out of time and had to do a short walk this morning is because I did an hour-long lifting session.
Yeah, so are you planning on doing the lifting session after work?
I could do the lifting session after work.
I'm planning on doing it while you're at work though. So.
Yeah, but tonight I don't have to run after work, so you know.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, yeah, sick. So we might do that. Maybe you'll see some footage of me doing a cold plunge early in the morning. Hopefully you do. It's a good recovery method. But anyway, I'm rambling. Life is incredibly good right now, better than it has been pretty much ever, I think. So I'm pretty fucking happy. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Take care and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.